Hey everybody, what's up, man? I hope everybody's having a great day, and I hope you've getting out in the outside world and enjoying some of the fresh air and stuff. Even though it may be pretty hot where you're at, it's kind of hot pretty much everywhere. But hey, could be worse, right? And it may get worse. We don't know. Nobody knows what tomorrow's going to bring. Who knows? The sun could explode. We could have 8 more minutes, and that'd be all she wrote. Just saying. All right, killjoy. I know. All right, look, just some questions. A couple of little questions. The 4th of July. Are you going to celebrate the 4th of July? Do you celebrate the 4th of July? Are you going to celebrate it being America's 250th birthday? Just think what it was like and how far we've technically come, from back in the days of, Revolutionary War, basically flintlock rifles, to all the way up to building spacecraft, satellites, people on the moon. It's fantastic. And that's just 250 years. If this country or this planet were able to move on for another 250 years, and this country can remain free for another 250 years, and we're allowed to invent, we could be a lot further than being a base or city on Mars in 250 years. We could technically have, if you ever watch Star Trek at any given point in time, any version of it, starships. We could have starships. Now, I know some people say, well, we don't have warp drive. Well, no, we don't have warp drive this year. Who knows about next year, right? Or the year after. So just saying, how far along could we actually be if we were able to survive? The end of the world didn't happen. Things kind of got settled to where we remain a free country, and the planet finally gets their act together and becomes at least somewhat of a free planet. How good would that be? You know what I'm saying? Where would we really be? We can do it if we just do it. It just takes people to be people. You know what I'm saying? It baffles my mind that way things are going. And I know biblically and in prophecy, we're probably knocking on the door, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. The good Lord could give us a reprieve. Who knows? He can do whatever he wants. But just think, that's my big question. Where would we be 250 years from now if we were allowed to get there? Would it be total chaos? Would it be a prison planet? It's a thought. But I just think, I try to be positive. I know things are kind of bad, and they probably could get a little worse, but they could always get better. So, and that's just the name of the game. So that was my question. What do you think? I'm just curious, what do you think? Me, I'm celebrating the 4th. I'm celebrating 250 years of freedom in America. Now, I get it. America's not always been great for a whole lot of people. But we've went past that. We've gotten better. Things that we did in the past that should never have happened will never happen again, because we have learned. But just in saying that, this is the greatest country on earth. It just is. So if we don't defend this country the way that it is, then we most certainly will lose it. So, all right then. Hey, look, everybody be good, be careful, enjoy. Until next time, okay, we'll see you again.